All right, my beautiful people, it is December 19th. Happy holidays to everybody. We're getting started a little bit early here. We're going to wait a few minutes. MMC, good to see you. Blockchain Brian, great to see you guys. If you want to fast forward through like 3 or 4 minutes of this, that'd be great. But I'm going to be talking about the market, where Bitcoin is, ETFs. We're going to be talking about nodes. We're going to be talking about projects that have just skyrocketed that we've been talking about inside of Cryptonairz. I got a lot of XRP ISO updates, so it'll be a fun session. I'll try to keep this under an hour because I know you guys have some other things to do. It is the holiday season. Just want to make sure I'm coming in loud and clear. Let me go ahead and see that this volume is okay. Let's see here. Sounds pretty good. All right. I think we're chilling. All right. So let me just let my community know that we're starting here so I don't let them kind of slide into them missing anything. 1 second here. View your channel. Let me just grab this real quick. To do it. It is the holiday. Let me close this. Let me go inside of Cryptonairz and just let my people know we're starting. Sensei chat is starting on YouTube. Come chill. All right, let's get into it. So I hope everyone's doing well. If you can hit the like button, it helps me get in front of more amazing people just like yourselves. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things today, but let's go ahead and just take a look at where we are in the market. Let me pop out the chat here. I love when my computer is being helpful. Here, let me pop out the chat so I can see what you guys are saying. What's up, Kwame? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. All right, so let's talk about it. So Bitcoin is at $42,000. What we are waiting for right now is to see what Bitcoin's going to do. If Bitcoin goes over 40, 45, 46,000, it's going to be game on. All right, so just you want to be paying attention to Bitcoin. You want to be paying attention to October. You want to be paying attention to January. A lot of the ETFs decisions are on the 10th of January, so we should have some decisions. I feel like the SEC has probably already made the decision of what they're going to approve or not approve, and so we should have that information early January, unless they want to give us an early Christmas present, and we'll get it all going. So let's go ahead and take a look at where we are on the chart here for Bitcoin, sitting here right around 42,350. Like I said, if we can kind of get above these areas and start kind of climbing, it's going to be really on. Also, altcoin season has not even started yet. We are still very far away from it, but let's go talk a little bit about this. Galaxy Digital CEO says spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved before January 10th. Take us a look.
A little victory lap. Listen, the Fed's pivot is really important. That press conference was as dovish as anybody expected, and the markets are behaving that way. You look at fixed income markets, equity markets, they all are now trading a Fed pivot. And is it March, January, or do they wait till the April meeting? We'll see. We'll see what their narrative is. We'll see what the inflation data is. But this is all based on inflation coming down, and it's not based on growth collapsing. And so they shifted to a more inflation focused Fed, which gives them the room to cut rates. I think crypto likes it. We're going to get this ETF before January 10th. That's kind of the drop dead date that Gensler has before he gets in trouble with Grayscale and the lawsuit. And so I think you're going to see this, announced. It won't start trading then, right? That probably takes 6 to 8 weeks after that. But it's just more fuel for a fire.
More fuel for the fire, guys. It is coming. The eternal flames of the universe are coming, and they're going to be burning brightly for the crypto market. We are going to see a crazy trillion-dollar crypto market over the next couple of years. 8 to 10 trillion is where I see the market going. I could be wrong, but we'll see by the end of 2025 where the crypto market is itself. Bitcoin history might repeat itself. If we mirror Bitcoin's past bull runs 2015 to 2018 or 2018, 2022 from their respective market bottoms, projections suggest the next market peak could land around October 2025. The Fed has said that they plan to lower rates 4 times in 2024. We're going to see how that happens, or if they actually start doing that. but actually, if it's going to be cheaper to borrow money, you are going to see, you know, the housing market and things like that come back. Everyone's kind of been sitting on the sidelines. Here's some information about around 56% of top traders on Binance with the highest margin balance are currently long on Bitcoin. So you can see the long positions versus the short positions. More people are long on Bitcoin than short. Just a good indicator to know kind of where people are in the market right now. Here's a good video too. There is only a pre-ETF world and a post-ETF world. DCA and traders will be caught off guard because it will happen so fast. Check this out.
How do you see the market at the minute?
I describe it like this. There is going to be, you know, in about 5 years, we will look back on this time right now that me and you are talking at this very moment, and we will determine this time as a pre-Bitcoin spot ETF time and a post-Bitcoin spot ETF time. And the question will be for you is, or for anyone watching is, were you in before the spot ETF or were you in after the spot ETF? This is a monumentally important.
Matthew, I don't trust him. He's got Luna tattoos. You're 100% right. I don't trust Mike either, man. I think the guy's kind of strange. He made a bunch of money with Ethereum too, right? And all that ETH scandal. So I don't trust the guy either, but I just thought it was a good clip.
Important moment for Bitcoin. And I genuinely believe that if you are too late to this, if you sleep on this because you're too busy, you know, trading or, you know, trying to DCA, which I hate again, trying to do all of these limp strategies, thinking that you are going to acquire Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to price you out faster than you can imagine.
So are you here for like Bitcoin? Like, are you currently trading Bitcoin? Are you long on Bitcoin? I'd love to know. I personally think Bitcoin is going to see all-time highs. You're going to see a 3-digit Bitcoin before you know it. But, you know, I'm more interested in that money kind of dripping down into the altcoins, right? Because that's where I live and play. You know, we were talking about stuff like Xi nodes, guys. Xi nodes right now, if you want to buy a node, it's like, what, $1,200, 0.53 Ethereum to buy a Xi Sentry key. We did an event live in Cryptonairz where we were buying these keys. It was so hard. Like, we couldn't buy them for so long, but I made my first purchase. I got 28 keys. Here are all my keys. I'm ready to go. I am KYC'd, which is great. Claiming one available. So this takes a little bit of time. I just restarted my computer, but I've got about almost 9,000 rewards already from these nodes that are going to just be printing me money in the future here. So I'm really excited about Xi. This week, trending tokens, we saw a Coinbase listing of Bonk. Yikes. The meme coins are going crazy right now, guys. I don't know what it is, but the meme coin craze is happening, and one of these meme coins that we've been kind of trading and playing around with is COQ, COQ. Actually, Green Llama in the Cryptonairz Discord found this project at 6 million. He got in at 6 million. He didn't tell me, but I love the guy to death. He does a lot of really good research. I got in around 98 million. Bought some at 98 million. It was about 122 million at posting. This thing has gone up now to $240 million. So within, you know, what is this? This is the 17th and today's the 19th. So within 2 days, I've posted something that has given community members over 100% return if they so choose to get in this with me. So, you know, there's value inside of Cryptonairz. This is just one example. Here's another example. This is fun. Check this out. So I was talking about Portal and Ace. I was talking about Portal in the pre-sale. I've been having these back problems with my bone spurs in my hip, and I actually was at the doctor's, and I missed this pre-sale. But the people that got in on this pre-sale, look what happened to this token. I got listed on Binance. Went from 35 cents to $14, right? It's still holding right around $13.50. So let me just show you. Let me just show you this because, you know, I like showing people. I like showing people facts and real legit stuff. Here, playa. So let me show you here, playa. All right, so on 12/13, here you go. Portal X Gaming pre-sale, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Don't miss it. 200 games right in front of you, right? And look what happened to the price. So if you bought into this pre-sale, you got in right under where it launched, and it went to $13.50, right? I don't even know what is that. So if you got in, I don't even know what the pre-sale was. Maybe like 20. Let's just say it's 30 cents. I mean, you're looking at a 40x return. I mean, our researchers and our community have come together and we share information that is so valuable out here in the crypto space. There is a 7-day link down for Cryptonairz. I am going to be raising the price of Cryptonairz when the bull market actually starts to go crazy. Bitcoin starts to go crazy. I'm raising the price probably to 125 to 150 bucks a month. So if you want to get in now and lock in a lower price, please do so. If not, you can join us then, because the returns that we're seeing just in this market have been insane. Can you imagine what we're going to do when the market really is popping off? It's going to be just crazy. All right, just in, Elizabeth Warren drops a bombshell on Blockchain Association, demanding that the Blockchain Association expose information on ex-military and government hires, roles, and pay and all, claiming the Blockchain Association has been working to undermine the efforts made in Congress and by the Biden administration. When secrets lie in the corridors of the Blockchain Association, share your thoughts below. Guys, Senator Elizabeth Warren is the one who put Gary Gensler into power in the SEC, right? Let's be very, very clear here with Elizabeth Warren. It's not Bitcoin, which is the mostly widely used illicit financial instrument on the planet. It's the US dollar. The US dollar is used in more. How do I say this without kind of getting my video shadow banned on YouTube? The U.S. dollar is used in more crime than any other vehicle out there in history, and it always will be. You can claim Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, but at the end of the day, it's definitely the U.S. dollar, and Elizabeth Warren doesn't want to admit that. And the U.S., I guess we don't want crypto regulation, which is very, very sad. But I got some clips over here about that we'll talk about in just a second. Almost more money in shitcoins than in BTC for the first time in 2 years, guys. If you're chasing meme coins, just remember to get in and out, because they can get you crushed. Scalping liquid shitcoins on Solana is too good. Way less punitive than Ethereum because of inexistent fees. You can literally sit there all day, scalp 5 to 10% with decent size on chain. And it says, what Frog did the past week, among the rest, set price alarms, been buying every single flush, big holder capitulation, then market selling back 10 to 30% higher for the next few minutes. So people are finding new ways to make money on Solana. I just thought this was kind of cool. I wanted to share that with you. Of course, I already showed you Cock. Such a weird name. I don't know where this is going. This just got listed. We did a chat yesterday in the Cryptonairz Discord where I brought up a bunch of different tools, and it had a calendar of all of these different things, when projects are going to get released. Actually, I can probably. Oh, you know what? If I go in here, it'll take my voice off. You know what? I'll wait. Come in, man. Come and see what we're about at Cryptonairz. I mean, let me show you this really quick. I know. People get tired of maybe me talking about it, but we've had some really great growth inside of our community, and we have some pretty good. What's it called? Let me just show you here. Did I spell it right? Is Cass editing it? Sometimes Cass is editing it, and I can't find it. I'm gonna kill this kid. Yep, he's editing it. Okay, cool. So that sucks. What I was going to show you is basically we've had 50 people come in the last month. And out of those 50 people, I think only 8 or 9 left. So we've been able to keep about 80% of the people that have come in to our community. And if you're interested, please join up and start learning, start growing, start sharing information. All right, the Fair Shake Federal Crypto Super PAC that is joined by Ripple, Coinbase, Circle, and others, appears that Jay Vlastro running the public affairs strategy based on the press release. Go get them, Josh. This will be the most complex PR communications of your career.
Senator, you and GOP Senator Roger Marshall have co-sponsored a crypto regulation bill that would largely, I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong on this, it would largely strip the veil of privacy from crypto transactions. And critics claim that would damage the already wobbly crypto market and erode privacy rights. What about it?
John, you've been listening to too many crypto industry talking points here.
Senator Marshall talked about the bill, the digital asset anti-money laundering legislation. He shared, and I don't think this was known, but he shared that the American Bankers Association wrote the bill.
What?
So he said, And we have a recording of it. We will be releasing it soon, so you can see it and hear it with your own eyes. He had, his notes that his staff wrote him. So he's at the podium. He forgot the name of the bill. He stumbles through just even saying the name of the bill. So, you can kind of tell he's relying on other people to, pull this legislative initiative together. He doesn't get the name right, stumbles through it, says, yeah, we went to the banks, the American Bankers Association, got us the language. And then he ends his talk by, oh, and that's really all I know about crypto. So he also divulged that he doesn't have an understanding of the technology itself.
So Hamas, for example, has used crypto as a way to help finance its activities, both before October 7th and after October 7th. Countries like Iran and North Korea and Russia have used crypto to be able to evade sanctions. Drug traffickers, the kingpins at the top, they use crypto as a way to be able to move their money around and their activities. Ransomware, ransomware, right? You want to guess what proportion of ransomware is financed by crypto? 100%. The whole business model doesn't work without crypto.
Yeah, guys, if you can hit the like button, I really appreciate it. There's about 66 people just chilling, hanging out, watching. I'd love for you to do that. But what do you think about Elizabeth Warren here? I think Elizabeth Warren needs to be voted out of office. I think she's bad for America. I think she's bad for crypto. If you don't like what's happening with crypto, regulate it, right? Put out proper legislation. They're basically having the bankers write crypto regulation in the background. That's what's happening here in America. Corruption at its finest is sitting right in front of us. And what can we do about it? Right? All we can do is talk about it on these types of channels and try to make change at the voting booth. That's all we can do. But know that Elizabeth Warren is anti-crypto, and if she's in your state, hey, I'd look really hard at the other person that's maybe running against her. It appears Elizabeth Warren is weaponizing the government for the benefit of her donors, attacking nonprofit organizations for trying to support Web3 innovations, right? That's exactly what she's doing, right? To undermine bipartisan efforts in Congress and the Biden administration to address the role of cryptocurrency in financing Hamas or other terrorist organizations. I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. You have done nothing to actually solve the problem. All you do is complain and point fingers. That is all Elizabeth Warren does. And this is not a Democrat or Republican thing. This is a personal thing between Elizabeth Warren herself and the United States of America and the people that live here. Okay, so know that this person is trying to do everything that she can to ruin crypto in the United States. All right. Financial advisors are currently recommending to clients to get into Bitcoin. Guys, it would be interesting to know like how much a wall of money is coming, right? I live on a pretty, high floor of a building. I bet if you stacked $100 bills all the way to the top of kind of where I live, I think you would actually go past where I live, my floor, and go like past my building. It's just incredible, right? You have what, like $30-40 trillion sitting in these ETFs globally. How much money of that is going to flow into Bitcoin, right? People are tired of like 5% return on gold or 4% return on their bond. They want to see that 100% return on Bitcoin, and they're gonna get into this. Check this out.
Have invested in Bitcoin, but not all of them. So as we sent this out and said we were updating our kind of, our investment policy statement to include Bitcoin when the ETFs come out, that we'd like to add it. So far, no one's opted out. In fact, we've had a number of people say, hey, isn't it reasonable to expect that the price would go up? And if so, I don't want to wait until that happens. Like, shouldn't I be buying more now? So it's actually, we have people buying more now, which I think is great.
Isn't the U.S. government like the top 3 holder of Bitcoin in the world, right? Like, they've taken all the Bitcoin from like the Silk Road stuff, and it's just interesting. I don't know. Also, what's going on with PolySign? You guys seen this news? Brad Kimes' Digital Perspective comments on the possible foreclosure sale of PolySign. PolySign entered into a loan security agreement with a Boat House Capital last April. PolySign has failed to repay the loan. The agreement demands that it be sold alongside its subsidiaries to compensate the lender. The foreclosure sale would take place on January 5th, 2024. PolySign is working on this matter and guarantees that all assets on the platform are completely secure. This isn't good. I should have Jake Claver back on the show and we can talk about this. I'm actually starting a podcast too. We're working on that in the background. So my boy Mulciber, JP, big shout out to you guys. I know you guys were helping me yesterday. So check that out. We're gonna be launching that podcast soon, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Keeps me calm in markets like this and days like this, as it was yesterday that the news broke that PolySign, that is correct, PolySign is being affected because it's up for a foreclosure sale. Now, what in the world is going on here? The details of the PolySign auction. Per the announcement, PolySign entered into a loan and security agreement with Boathouse Capital, a private equity company, last April to facilitate the loan. PolySign pledged its assets, including equity interest in itself and its subsidiaries and intellectual property rights. Now that the firm has failed to repay the loan, the agreement demands that it be sold alongside its subsidiaries to compensate the lender, Boathouse Capital. The foreclosure sale will take place on January 5th, 2024 at the offices of Latham Watkins in New York, if there's not a resolution before then. Now, what do I know? This is what I know. This is all I know. I know what this article has said, and I understand that the word from PolySign through Link2 is that they are working towards a resolution in this matter very quickly. And we have to pay attention in the next coming days because, as you know, the sale was set for January 5th, so I would expect that we would hear about some kind of resolution, hopefully, of this being rectified and dealt with very quickly. But we have to understand too that we don't understand all the facts here, right? So we need to be very careful as we move forward. This here is a statement from Link2, and I think it serves best.
All right, hold on really quickly. Link2, easy to get your money into Link2, extremely hard to get your money out of Link2. I have been working with a friend of mine. We bought some Ripple shares, and we're like, man, I don't think Ripple's going to IPO for some time. So we sold the shares, and we wanted to get into something else. We've been trying to get the money out for a month. It's been a month, and these guys have just made all kinds of different excuses. So just 100 be very careful when using platforms like Link2, because that is ridiculous. If you're able to get your money into Link2 in 30 seconds, you should be able to get your money out of Link2 just as quick.
Shout out to Yassin Mubarak for this. It says 2 days ago, PolySign CEO Jack McDonald reached out to inform us about the foreclosure action filed against PolySign by its lender, Boathouse Capital. Since then, PolySign team has been working diligently to resolve the situation in a constructive way. In the coming days, PolySign is hopeful it will be able to share more information regarding this resolution. In the meantime, PolySign is serving its customers in the crypto custody and funds administration businesses in a normal way without legal or financial impediments. So in other words, your assets are completely safe on the platform. No doubt about it. And let's talk about this now. And as we get more information on that, we will bring it to you. But that is where we are. And there is no...
Just really quickly, Shill, I'm not saying that Link2 is going under or anything like that. I'm just saying that trying to get money out of Link2 was a huge issue, okay? And they kept putting roadblocks in front of roadblocks. Connect your bank account. We'll review it for 1 to 2 business days. Well, 10 business days passed. Nothing happened. Had to send email. Had to send more contacts. It's just they make it very difficult to get your money off. So just be careful out here in the crypto space. They're very eager to take your money, but giving your money back, well, that's a whole different issue. If you guys could hit the like button, I really would appreciate it. We'll get more people watching the channel today. Must watch. Gary Gensler drops a bombshell on Bitcoin ETF.
Process going for a spot Bitcoin ETF. I know you're facing a window in early January. What does that look like?
Well, Sarah, we have, I think it's between 8 and a dozen filings. I'm a chair of a commission. I'm not to prejudge anything, so that's going through the process right now. And as you might know, we had in the past denied a number of these applications, but the courts here in the District of Columbia weighed in on that. And so we're taking a new look at this based upon those court rulings.
Market's excited about it. You're referring to the
So basically, they don't want to approve any ETFs, but the courts are telling them, hey, you need to get something done here. So it's going to be interesting to see how Gary Gensler plays this out. The reason the U.S. doesn't want crypto, doesn't want Bitcoin is because they're afraid of the impact to the U.S. dollar. You're already having de-dollarization across the world, with the petrodollar, people using yuan to buy certain things. They're worried, okay? And crypto could speed up that spiral, right, of that debt spiral that we actually have here in the United States, right? So today, this is from Gary Gensler. The commission denied a petition for rulemaking filed on behalf of Coinbase Global. My statements here. First, existing laws and regulations apply to the crypto securities market. Second, the SEC addresses the crypto securities markets through rulemaking as well. Third, it is important to maintain commission direction in setting its own rulemaking priorities. This is a good clip on, it's from Ron Cunningham, 107 seconds of XRP, SEC versus XRP as a currency. Let me go ahead and play this.
SEC versus Ripple, the cryptocurrency trial of the century. By Roslyn Layton.
Hold on. No, here, I'm going to play this.
Cryptocurrency does not seek to replace currency. It's a bad name. Cryptocurrency seeks to replace banking. The core things that banks have done since the 1300s, those are going to go away, 100%. And let's just be clear what I mean by that. The reason that we even have banks originated in Italy around the year like 1340, all right? And the reason they originated was because of a set of accounting advances that allowed banks to serve as trusted intermediaries between parties that owed each other money. Before that, literally, I would write you a note and I would promise to pay you money and you'd put the note in your pocket and you'd see if anybody else would take the note. That's why we refer to discounting notes. And then banks arose and it was like, you no longer need to do that. We'll take care of it for you, but you're going to have to pay us to do that. That function of needing a trusted intermediary to maintain ledgers of account to figure out, do I owe Brooks money or does Brooks owe me money? It turns out that function no longer has to be done by human beings. The same way we don't need postal clerks anymore. I can send you an email for free and it's instant and that's just the end of the post office. Sorry, but it just is. That function will go away. What's going to be left for banks is the high value add services, structured finance, investment advisory, all of the things that make a dynamic economy function. We still need people to do that. There's a lot of creativity going on in finance. But the core of banking, the base of the pyramid, the thing that drives most of their revenue, doesn't need to exist. And that's why I say, and I was saying to one of the organizers even before we stood up on this panel, cryptocurrency does not seek to replace currency. It's a bad name. Cryptocurrency seeks to replace banking. Just if you take nothing from this panel but that's what you need to understand.
Matt, I'm going to sell one of my kids. There is a black market for stuff like that, but I know you're just joking, bro, but that was pretty funny. You made me laugh, so thank you for that. 78 million. As part of a major new push to influence 2024 elections, the 2022 donators, you have ARK Investments with Kathy Woods, you have Brian Armstrong, of course you have Ripple here. Come on, Luna, you can come in here and lay down, sweetheart. Sorry, Luna's been having seizures. It's okay. Come on, you're fine. Let's keep it going. This is Andre Terracini, the CEO of Medico SA, spoke in Lake Geneva a few days ago, telling the story of folks going into talks with Ripple. The best way to keep a secret is to say nothing. Check this out.
And so I got into a call with this potential buyer and told them, well, I'm okay entering into a discussion, but there is one thing I want to ask, which is that you close the information flow so strictly that only a few people are aware on your side, so that there is zero chance that this thing leaks on the market. And they did. However, this was late in the evening, Californian time on their side, so 10 p.m. on the Swiss side. Next Monday, after one of the calls with this company, I wake up 6 a.m., take my phone, like every morning as a CEO, you look at the most urgencies, and I see one email from one of the top journalists at one of the blockchain newspaper. And this guy is painfully competent, right? Every single time he contacts you, you know that he's onto something, and he's always 90% right. 90% of the time he's right, and you have to dodge the bullet and channel him to a different information so that he forgets about you. And I was about to announce a big client, so I see in my list of email, this email where he says, Adrian, can we speak? So, well, great, it's perfect. I can announce my new client, and he's going to pump it. He's going to make some more noise on the market. Open the email, and he says, Adrian, I've heard the rumor that Medico is about to be acquired by Ripple. 12 hours later.
Damn. It's interesting, right? And Ripple bought Medico for custody, right? A lot of people, including myself, thought they were going to use PolySign. Let me just clear that off. They were going to use PolySign for some of this, and they decided to go the Medico way. So I just thought it was really interesting. Medico, when the big boys are moving, you need to be ready. Eventually, all assets will sit on chain. This is what I've been trying to tell you guys. Think about how much money is in the stock market, the derivatives market, equities market, the futures market, real estate market, the debt market, right? There's markets that we haven't even thought of yet that are going to be created around the crypto industry, right? All that money is coming to us. We just need to sit and wait for it to get here. Now, it's taking its sweet time. And I'm sure a lot of us would love to have our private yachts and our homes, on the water and all of that jazz. But, it takes time to put all of this into place and to get there, right? If you believe strongly in the fundamentals of what you are buying, right, and you talk with your financial advisor and you know what you're doing, have that plan, hold strong, and a few years from now, you're going to be in a different life situation. I truly believe that.
Space. But it also extends into the tokenization space in the sense that tokens are based on smart contracts, and they have methods, and those methods are critical functions when you think about let's say the primary issuance side of a stablecoin. Who can mint, who can burn, who can transfer? These are critical processes that, if someone compromises these, the credibility of the underlying asset is destroyed. I mean, just imagine, it'd be almost like printing dollars, that fiat money we see these days. It's printed at will. What's happening to the value of the dollar? So I think the point is here, you need to have credible processes, and banks are highly regulated, and they have very specific risk and control frameworks they need to implement and ensure that those are end-to-end secure, meaning you have cryptographic proof of the processes. So that's what we can deliver, and that's really where we view a very big opportunity going forward, is making whatever gets tokenized, it's really about the integrity of the processes. And that's something that we see clients experimenting right now with, helping them with the integrity of the issuance process, integrity of the minting process. Longer term, I think.
Guys, there's 93 of you here. If you can hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. Nightly Creams, it says, who is here for another 10 years? If I am still alive in the next 10 years, I will still be here. I have had more health problems than the average person, and I always think I'm never gonna make next year. So if I'm still around when I hit 49, I'm 39 now. In 10 years, I'll be almost 50. That'll be an accomplishment all in itself. So if I pass, all of my crypto goes to my dog. She's getting everything. So whoever owns Luna owns all my wealth. The accuracy of Chris Larson here in 2014, he had the roadmap and he followed that roadmap. So check us out. It's from a little bit old.
This is Chris Larson just talking about Citibank for a moment. Listen to this.
Our view has a Ripple account or anything like that, but likely now maybe I go to Citi. We'd hope eventually. Again, full disclosure, they're not a partner of and they're not integrated to Ripple yet. We hope they will be at one point. But then you go online and Greg. Full disclosure, they're not a partner of and they're not integrated to Ripple yet. We hope they will be at one point. But
full disclosure, they're not a partner of Ripple, and he says not yet. In 2014.
And it's sad that you think that way, Anton. If you knew my whole story and what I've been through in the last like eight or 9 years, it's been pretty tough, man. And I don't want to get into that now. It's not the right time or the right place, but been through a lot.
And in 2023, they bought Medico, and Medico has been working with Citibank. So pretty much now it's Citibank working with Ripple and Medico, because whatever happens within Medico,
Maddox, and this happens on my videos too, right? The AI, pulls in the wrong name, but Citibank moves $10 trillion a day. They're one of the biggest banks in the world, right? You got Citi, Chase, and HSBC are the three biggest banks in the world, okay? Citibank either moves 10 or $12 trillion a day in value, okay? Imagine that value being moved on blockchain. How much more quickly just interbank transfers would be, right? Let alone, selling securities or whatever else they would need to do and getting that money into customers' hands, right? It's just, that is the future, and this is where we're heading. I got a little bit more for you guys here. So the biggest, we talk about real world tokenization, right? The most tokenized value right now sits on Stellar XLM, $300 million. And that's because of Franklin Templeton. Let me play this for you.
Talk to me about how it fits into the overall Franklin wrapper and business. Because, we talked about $13 billion now, $50 billion goal, $1.5 trillion is what you guys currently have as your AUM. So how do you what you guys currently have as your AUM? $1.5 trillion is what you guys currently have as your AUM. So how do you think about the importance of ETFs as a growth engine, as a marketing tool for the company, and the role that it plays?
So, look, as I said, I think that our job is to be agnostic to the vehicle and pick the best vehicle for the situation. And tokenization is going to massively impact what types of products can be brought to market and what actual investments can be included. I think that the way I view it at Franklin Templeton is our job is to make sure that we're staying on top of whatever those vehicles are to deliver our capabilities and ensure that they're the best offerings for the client.
Guys, also too, I know some people are strapped for cash, but you can also become an affiliate for Cryptonairz, and if you have friends or family that want to sign up, I think you get like 15 or 20% of every subscription per month if you want to become an affiliate on WAP through Cryptonairz. If I think Cass updated WAP, anytime he updates it, it kind of disappears, but you can actually come here to become an affiliate. You can refer customers or refer businesses, so you can click here. And you can submit that, or if you want to refer customers, you can click on refer customers, and then you can find Cryptonairz, and you can start referring, or reach out to me. I'll hook you up with the link. But up to you. Medico presentation is the largest tier 1 banks and custodians invest in cycle of adoption. This shift creates new regulatory standards. Bank setting up gold standard of compliance and practice. Look at all of these banks and all of this money, right? Wave 1, crypto native companies. Wave 2, banks and regulators and financial institutions. They're all coming together right now, right? And the biggest winners are going to be here in the wave 1, right? Banks know that they have to adopt it because it's coming. And let's be honest, banks are here to make money, right? And they see how much money Coinbase is making and crypto.com, right? And they're like, I want some of that money. I need some of that money. All right. Excuse me, we talk about Ripple CBDC platform. Each solution is built on a private ledger that is based upon the XRP ledger technology, right? These are federated sidechains. These are going to be the private ledger and the public ledger are going to be merged one day soon. We don't have the exact date. It's probably going to happen here in 2024, but that they're going to merge eventually. But that's what they're doing all of this testing for these 30 plus central banks that are working on it right now, right? You have the public version of the US dollar stablecoin in Palau, and I think that is really more of a test, right, for the US. Look at Palau. Palau used to be a kind of, I think, a US territory. I am not a geography master, or I do not have a background in geography, so if I'm wrong about that, please yell at me in the comments, but I do believe it used to be an American territory at least, and it's a good place to kind of see how that set it up and how that works. But you're going to see just a massive amount of money coming our way, and that's what we really want. ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF has been listed on the DTCC under ticker ARKB, right? They're getting ready. They have it already listed here, right? They just need the go ahead from the SEC, and it's gonna be on, right? I bet you they have investors kind of foaming at the mouth saying, I want to be first in, right? And they're gonna be like, hey, hold on, man, I got 100 other people that are calling me that want to get into this right now, right? Here you go. All cryptocurrencies are not going to make it. XRP is still 80% down from its all-time high, guys. Let's be honest. Meme coins not going to make it, right? 90 to 95% of crypto won't make it, right? And if you think it will, you're wrong. Okay, I'm here to tell you. There's what, 30,000 cryptos now? How many use cases are there? How many of those crypto companies are actually building a technology that is going to be used by the Web 2, right? You have to figure out a way to connect Web 2 and Web 3 together, right? Because you have all of these customers in Web 2 that do not know how to use a MetaMask, that are not going to write down a seed phrase, right? That's why ETFs are going to be very popular. But you're going to have a wave of money coming in, and when all of these other kind of tokens die out and the value moves out of them into certain assets, those 5 to 10% assets that are still going to be here, those are the assets that you're going to want to hold long term, like stocks, right? Like my dad owns Apple stock, and I'm like, hey man, why don't we sell some of that Apple stock? We'll buy some AVAX or Solana. I'll 5 or 10x that money, and then you can throw it back into your Apple stock. He won't sell his Apple stock. So, hey, it's all good. But, I'm like, where do you think Apple's going to go in the next 12 months, right? Because I think I can, at least 2-3x you on AVAX or something else. There's just so many other good plays that you can do right now in the crypto space. It's just been crazy. Let me show you this. Let me just show you this. This is not even all of the information that we've shared in the community, but let me just show you this real quick here, player. Here's a good list of all the ETFs, right? Look at all these different ones getting ready. And here are the dates, the SEC deadline, right? Uh-oh, Luna's doing some bad stuff over here. But let me just show you this real quick here, if I can find it. Hold on, profile. I need my profile. Give me 1 second. I think Luna just peed on the carpet. Hold on 1 second. Let me just pull this up. I wanted to show you a list of... Yeah, here you go. So... here's a list of just some projects that we've talked about in Cryptonairz the last 60 days and what they've done, right? Up 12,293%. Show me a different Discord or community that can show you returns like that, because I don't know of too many. But, if you're struggling out here to find information on projects before they explode, Cryptonairz is a great place. You also get free access to Carolina Keith's TA Discord, which I think he charges like $16 a month. So you get that, plus that, and then we just took in the Crypto Kingdom, or Kingdom Crypto. They do information on airdrops and ordinals. Ordinals are very hot right now on the Binance chain, right? So there's value here, but you have to want it. You have to want it yourself, and you want to have to come in and do it yourself, right? We can't do everything for you, but we show you the research. We put it in front of you. It's easy to access, and that is the hardest thing, right? When you have 100 people or hundreds of people working together, our team now I think is about 15 people. When you have all these people coming together and supplying information, that is really where you're going to win. Anyways, XRP, on the other hand, trades at an 82% down drawdown from its 2018 peak, right? It's hard to watch. I'll be honest with you, right? I mainly do XRP content here, and it is hard to watch XRP just sit where it is and not do anything. And part of me believes that's by design. Now, I could be kind of going down the conspiracy theorist road here, but when you're seeing meme coins going up, 20,000%, and you're seeing something that actually countries are using to test CBDCs and sending value on, and it's doing nothing, it makes me feel like it's a shakeout, right? They want you out of this token. Right? I have a bag of XRP that I'll never sell, and if it goes to nothing, I will be the most shocked person here on YouTube. I'll delete my channel. But I really do think stuff like XRP. I don't think Ethereum's going anywhere. Solana. I would pick Solana over Ethereum right now. You're looking at Ethereum. Let me scroll down here. Ethereum right now is about $2,100. You're going to see Ethereum $7,000-$8,000 in this next market. That's pretty easy. I think you could see. I could make a case for an $800 or $900 Solana. I think Solana still has a lot of growth left. I think it was what JP in the Cryptonairz Discord posted about Solana at $16 or $17 before it started to pump. So if you would have gotten in with JP, he bought in right down here in this little valley here, right? This $17, $18 mark right before this huge pump. But I still think Solana has a lot of work. AVAX, I think AVAX is going to do fantastic. There's a lot of really great games like Shrapnel. You also have playables coming out with some different things. I just did an AMA with them. ICP, we just posted about ICP at $4 or $5. I got a bunch of ICP. I'm trying to get 1,000 total ICP right now. now. I think I've got about like maybe 700 or 800 ICP, but it's down right now. But I do think ICP is reloading and getting ready for another blowout here. All eyes on January 10th, guys. That is really the date that the SEC needs to get back on these Bitcoin ETFs. So it's going to be kind of interesting. Anyone trading anything right now? What are you guys looking at? Luna with the big Lebowski on. Yeah, Luna's getting it all, man. She's definitely the love of my life. You know what's funny? My you know, when you have an iPhone, you take a bunch of pictures, and then your phone kind of like puts together some of the pictures into like stories, right? And I was sitting on the couch and I was just playing with my phone. And the thing came up and it says best friends, and it was a thing of pictures of me and Luna, and my wife saw that and she got so jealous, she got so pissed off because don't tell her this and because she'll probably kill me, but Luna likes me more. Maybe because I'm always here giving her biscuits, but anyways, the most important date of 2024 comes early Bitcoin. For Bitcoin. January 10th will be the final deadline for the SEC to rule on ARK21 shares ETF filing. ARK is second in line behind BlackRock, okay? So if ARK gets approved, you better believe BlackRock's going to get approved as well, okay? Watch these dates. This is where we might be able to pop some champagne, baby. Here you go. Bitcoin's current recovery is ahead of past recovery cycles, right? 2016 halving. April is the next halving, guys. We know usually when the halving happens, Bitcoin rallies. Letter to wealth management clients recommending allocation of 5% to Bitcoin at ETFs launching. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Right? Can you imagine trillions of dollars coming into Bitcoin and the profits that other traders are going to take and putting them into altcoins? That is really where we're going to supercharge. You want to be looking at AI, GambleFi, GameFi, right? Real world asset tokenization. Those 4 areas. Find projects in those 4 areas and identify just a few, right? If you're in 50 different projects, you'll never be able to track it all and trade it all, right? You need to figure out if you're a day trader or if you're a hodler, right? So you definitely want to identify what you want to do, but check this out. While we would love to see everyone with at least 5% exposure, we've been cautious to make that a blanket recommendation due to the regulatory uncertainty and some clients feeling too uncomfortable to be directly responsible for properly securing that much, i.e. if you lose your keys, you lose your Bitcoin. Instead, we encourage everyone to borrow our conviction up to 1% and then continue leaning to increase the allocation of your own comfort. Conviction increases. We're proud to say the majority of our clients now own Bitcoin and hold it in self-custody, guys. It's coming. Do you feel it? I mean, what are you holding for the next 10 years? What is the token that you believe is going to reshape how the world does business? Because that's what you need to identify. This is technology that you're investing in here, right? This is not something brand new. This is technology, okay? And if you invest in the best technology that is going to be used by banks and central banks, that is going to have the highest price. The price of the token is a distraction. It is what the protocol does, how it affects the world, and who is going to use that protocol to move value. And can you add debt? Can you add real estate tokenization? Like, that is where a lot of this value is going to come from. It's not going to come from me and you putting money into Dogecoin. It's going to come from real world asset tokenization, right? And XRP really is at the forefront of that. So is XLM.
My name is Chuck, and I'm from Moai Finance. Moai Finance is basically a multi-chain DEX and a DeFi, strategically focused on XRP ecosystem. So the problem that we wanted to tackle was the lack of utility that XRP has. Or XRP has so many benefits.
Currency does not seek to replace currency. It's a bad name. Cryptocurrency seeks to replace banking.
What?
The core things that banks have done since.
Apologies, friends. Apologies. My computer has a mind of its own.
Section fee. But still, there are really lack of utility what you can do out of XRP compared to other cryptocurrencies. And so, yeah, we wanted to leverage this XRP as a DeFi asset. And I thought that it's a pretty big waste of a huge crypto coin, where you, in other cryptocurrencies, you can utilize it in other ways. But for XRP, it was really limited. So Moai Finance wanted to tackle that XRP and bring that XRP to the mainstream DeFi level so that we can utilize XRP in a better way. The first chain that we are supporting right now is a Featureverse, the root network. And this is a Metadus and an AI chain that also uses XRP as its gas fee. And we are also planning on implementing the AMM DAX on XRPL as the amendment is passed. And also we have partnership with Peersys to operate our DEX on the EVM sidechain of the XRPL. And yeah, more chains like Shahao or Flare or Ethereum are all on the line. We are actually getting ready for the liquidity campaign. And if you bridge your assets to the Featureverse chain, then we're going to guide you to add your XRP to the pool. And once that is done, then you can see your progress and all those, like how many rewards that you have accumulated on our dashboard. So yeah, we're trying to make that experience as easy as possible. So the campaign itself is going to be starting at 28th of December this year. You can find me at...
All right, somebody asked where I can buy NXRA. So check this out. NXRA is Lions Block, okay? Right now it's at 12 cents, $96 million. I will bet you dimes to donuts that this is going to be a multi-billion-dollar market cap over the next couple years, okay? What do they do? Let me show you. Let me show you what Lions Block does. Infrastructure for decentralized tokenized markets, right? This is what you want to be identifying. This is the technology that you want to be investing in. I'm not your financial advisor, so don't take what I'm saying as financial advice, okay? This is my opinions that I'm sharing with you openly, all right? But I don't have a fancy plaque or degree. I did not go to college for financial advisor, so don't take it as financial advice. But this is what I tell my friends, that when we sit down and we're having, you know, a margarita, since that's my favorite, or pineapple juice, which is also my favorite, you know, I talk to them about investing in projects that have infrastructure for tokenized markets, because that is really where the value is going to go. Okay. NXRA, Alliance Block. And you asked me where you can buy it. So anytime you're on CoinMarketCap, you can always click this markets button here, right? And this will pull up anywhere that you can buy the token. I'm unsubscribing if you sing again. Did I sing? I didn't think I sang. But anyways, KuCoin, Uniswap, CoinEx, MEXC. I like MEXC. I mean, I have to use I use my NordVPN, you know, to kind of mask where I am in the world. But I like using MEXC. But I'm waiting for my Palau ID so I can get back on like KuCoin. I really like trading on KuCoin. But you know, these are all good places. What happened, Matthew? I don't know what happened, man. Very strange dude. Let's keep it going. This is not a smoking gun. It's an atom bomb. The SEC is setting up the Chinese backdoor into crypto while trying to stop American companies such as Ripple, Coinbase, and every other U.S. player, right? This is Prometheus.
The second advantage of what Prometheum has is we have SEC qualified tokens. Now, what does that mean? When you do a Reg A Plus offering, and any sort of public offering in the United States, the SEC either has to qualify or register those securities. And it's a bit of a process. It takes 4 to 6 months. But what that means is it basically opens up all the possibilities to you, because what you allow for is tokens that are available to all investors and free trading on the secondary market once listed on an ATS. And I would argue that that's the holy grail that's necessary in order for the token economy to flourish. Next, let's look at our issuance platform. So on the issuance side, you have a potential issuer, and they basically want to offer a token compliantly under the federal securities and laws in the United States. They fill out a Reg A Plus offering, and they get it qualified by the SEC, which is not, it's weird because qualified essentially is tacit approval of the offering. When the SEC gives its tacit approval, its qualification, that token becomes free trading and available to all investors. And again, that's super important for this economy to flourish. How is Prometheum going to list companies on its ATS? Where are we going to get companies from? A ATS, meaning an exchange, an alternative trading system, which is the equivalent of an exchange, needs an issuer pipeline. You need product by which to list on your platform. The second part of our issuer pipeline, there we go, is Wangzhang-related entities.
Wangzhang-related
Prometheum's lead investor and technical co-founder is a company called Wangzhang Shanghai Blockchain.
WAN Zhang. Hold on. So Wangzhang. Okay. So they're partnered with Prometheus, and this was the first company that the SEC gave permission, to trade some of these securities, right? So there's some backdoor deals going on here. But Wangzhang, I'm trying to get some information here on Wangzhang, headquartered in Hangzhou. I'm just gonna murder this. Hangzhou, Zhejiang province in China, right? It has automotive components subsidiary Wangzhang Shaoshu. It's the largest China-based automotive components company measured by revenues in China. Okay, so that's the company that was partnered with Prometheus, which I find very strange. Like, why are you not giving American companies like Coinbase, Ripple, why are you allowing, these? And it all comes down to, I guess, money, bribes, right? Nothing that we can prove at this time, but as more information gets released on ETHgate, I think we're seeing a larger picture here of corruption at the highest levels.
Which is probably the largest and most capable blockchain company in the world. And they've invested in a multitude of companies that are part of their network that they anticipate listing on the Prometheum platform to do an issuance and then to list on our secondary market. And what's wonderful there is that the quality of their projects is immaculate. It's a wonderful product pipeline.
Anyways, I don't love it. All right, so let's take a look. Spot Bitcoin ETF. The rumors that I've heard are January. Bitstamp. When you were talking about companies like BlackRock, they're not doing this out of ideology. They're doing it because it's a demand for it, right? You had Larry Fink saying that Bitcoin had the highest search results on the BlackRock website. It was like 600,000 different people were searching for Bitcoin on the BlackRock website. Right, that's what they're here to do. They're here to make money. With futures, these companies actually don't need to own the asset. But with spot Bitcoin ETFs or spot Ethereum or spot XRP or whatever it is, they actually have to own the asset that they're going to be using in these funds. So that is why you're seeing such a big pump in Bitcoin. These guys are getting, these institutions are getting ready.
Do expect it. The rumors that I've heard are January even, and I don't think there's a way to forestall it much longer. So I do think it's going to happen, and the biggest impact I think is when you're talking about companies like BlackRock, some of the greatest companies in the world. They don't, they're not doing this out of ideology. They're doing it because there's demand for it. So when they come out with a Bitcoin product, it's a giant stamp of approval. It's just going to give a lot of people confidence to participate.
It's going to give people confidence to participate. That is what we are looking for right now, right? We're waiting for it. Breaking: incumbent bankers are panicking. Whenever you hear the word incumbent, they're talking about the big banks, right? Your JP Morgan Chases. That's what the incumbents are. If you're ever wondering, right? Because I had to learn that too. Like a couple of years ago, I was like, who the hell are the incumbents, right? And I was like, oh, they're the banks. First, they try to kill crypto, the XRP case. Now, full-on war to destroy crypto altogether. And remember, they have all of the Binance wash trading transactions, right? If you didn't know that CZ actually had a company in the U.S., and I think 30% of trading was done by this company, most of these wallets, and they were just wash trading. They were pumping the prices of some of these tokens and trading it back and forth, right? And now they have all of the details on that.
Senator Warren and I have authored the Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act that represents a step in the right direction. Again, I think that this is a light touch. The first thing we did is we went to the American Bank Association and said, help us craft this. And I don't know if you saw Senator Warren's hearing with Jamie Dimon yesterday, but Mr. Dimon said basically, in his opinion, crypto was only a tool for criminals. And I think that, again, it's that light touch by the federal government as opposed to a heavy touch as well. That's about all I know about crypto.
He don't know shit about crypto. Let's be honest. None of these people know a damn thing about crypto, right? All they know is that people are scared of CBDCs, and they're using that narrative to scare people out of crypto, right? But we know the people outside of the United States don't care what the U.S. thinks. If the U.S. wants to be behind in this new revolution of technology, then we will be behind, and the world will take over, right? The UK, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, right? Abu Dhabi, these guys are all preparing and getting ready. And the U.S., we're sitting on our hands and we're pointing fingers at each other and nothing is getting done, okay? I'm hoping that with the BlackRock ETF being approved, right, that will give some trust. Maybe trust is the wrong word. It'll give more, what am I trying to say here? It'll give more clarity to the market. It'll give people, a lot of people think crypto's a scam because they're told that by people like, what's his name on, CNBC, the guy who's always wrong about, his calls, right? Oh God, what's the guy's name? The bald-headed guy always pushes the JP. What's that guy's name? But, they're trying to scare people out of the market before the market goes up. And think about it. In the last crypto market, money was cheap and easy to get, and people were getting loans, and they were putting in the crypto market, and they were making money, and they were paying back the loans. Now, to get a loan, you're looking at 7, 8, 10%, right? It's harder for people to get money, to put money into the market, and that's exactly what they want. The government doesn't want a bunch more new millionaires. It's easier to control people when they're in debt, when they're having to work 2 or 3 jobs. That is what the government and banks want from you. Right? They don't want you to be free. They don't want you to have options, right? They want you paying 25% interest on the credit card that you're using because you have to month to month to get by, right? And that sucks. Let me play this.
Of all kinds here in the United States, whether the United States deploys a digital dollar or not, because 130 countries around the world are currently exploring central bank digital currency or CBDC.
130 countries are exploring CBDCs. What do you think is going to happen with this technology? You think this technology is going away? They're going to put it in a closet and they're like, you know what? That crypto, man, it was cheap, it was fast, it was effective, it was easy to use. We replaced basically a bunch of different people that we didn't need anymore to verify transactions. We can save 60, 80, 90% sending money. Do you think they're going to put that technology back in the closet and not use it? Fuck no, they're going to use it.
Like Nicaragua has already done it, has it not?
Well, let's put aside small economies. China has already done it, and they already have it in 260 million Chinese citizens' wallets. The European...
Okay, the reason China has so many citizens is if you work for the Chinese government in any way, shape, or form, if you're a teacher, if you fix drains, whatever the job is, you get paid in the digital yuan. Okay, and they're also working on a digital renminbi. But it's the digital yuan. That's why they have so many people on that. And China is actually kind of at the forefront of leading this revolution. That's why Japan is racing to get their CBDC out, because Japan and China have their thing going, right?
The European Union has moved from exploration to now development of a digital euro, and they expect to have it in place in the next 2 or 3 years. So the point I'm making...
Where it's been deployed, does it work? What's the experience?
China's works. It's actually quite sophisticated. It's quite powerful. And in a matter of time, China will not only use it for domestic use, but will export it around the world.
There you go.
As an export product. You could imagine in, say, 10 years, a digital bolivar, which is basically a white label version of China's digital yuan. It'll have interoperability with China's digital yuan for payments for, say, building of port facilities or water treatment facilities, but it'll be white labeled as a digital bolivar.
Chris, I think one of the sort of backlashes that comes up...
Really quickly, we just hit 103 people watching live. If we get 2 more people watching live, we'll break a record here live on the stream. 106, we just broke the record. I love you all. Thank you so much. Man, you guys are incredible. It has been truly an honor to grow with you these past few years here on YouTube, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Up when this topic comes up is that the government will be able to sort of track what you do with your money, And I feel like, especially in the U.S., people love their privacy. Politics, privacy is a big issue. How big of a stumbling block is that issue, do you think?
So, Mike, first of all, it's a very legitimate concern.
Yeah.
It's those representatives like Tom Emmer in Congress and DeSantis that have talked about this, they're not wrong to be concerned about this, because the benchmark thus far is China's digital yuan, which is designed for full surveillance of the population. And if that model were to be the basis for a digital currency here in the United States, it would be a disaster. It would violate the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, amongst other things, but it would be a disaster. But
really quickly, let's talk about this. So, yes, the China model is to kind of track what citizens are buying. The U.S. model, the stuff that they've tested here in the U.S., you the regular person are never going to have a direct account with the Federal Reserve. You're going to have a bank account with your bank. Your bank has an account with the Federal Reserve. Okay, so if you're not doing anything wrong and you're using a central bank digital currency, it'll just be like using currency. I'm not out here trying to fan, but there is a lot of negativity and politicians use fear. Like, if you watch some of these news organizations, it's all about fear, right? It's all about the border. It's all about, immigration, and then people are coming for your jobs, and CBDCs, we're going to track all your stuff, right? It's fear sells people and pushes people to do things, right? A CBDC is going to be a digital representation of the money. It is coming no matter what anybody says or does. They can tell you that they hate it, but one day the U.S. is not going to be able to keep printing money like they are right now. And they're going to have to figure out a way to get out of the situation. And they're going to probably figure out a way to do it with crypto, right? And I think there could be a deal to be done there with XRP, and maybe Ripple gives the U.S. government a portion of the wallet, and then that's what they decided to use for the CBDC. I mean, imagine what a $10,000 XRP price would do if the U.S. had 5 billion XRP, right? They could take care of the national debt. We wouldn't have any more problems. So I don't know. I think there's something to be said and something to be done there. But let's keep finishing. Let's keep listening to this.
Let's put that in context for a second. So can a stable coin. Okay, so can any type of centralized system of value is going to be a honeypot for a massive amount of data. So whether the government does it directly with a digital currency or does it indirectly by pressuring stablecoin operators to suck out all the data and hand it over to the government, as they've done with social media platforms.
Right.
The concern about privacy is the key concern. That's why we formed the Digital Dollar Project, to really encourage the United States to lead with its values. The United States doesn't need to focus on whether or not to deploy a digital dollar right now, but it must take a leadership seat at the table that is today deciding what these digital networks of value, both sovereign and non-sovereign, are going to look like, because our economic competitors like Europe and our economic adversaries like China are at the table right now. And in China's case, they want to ensure a digital future of money that is safe for surveillance and safe for censorship. We need to assure a digital future that's safe for democracy.
Right.
Does the central bank surrender anything in terms of monetary policy by going down this path?
Designed right, they could actually obtain much more efficient tools of monetary policy. So take the COVID disaster, for example. What did our government do? It tried to issue paper checks to people because it had no digital means of distributing. Many people who were locked up at home couldn't get to a bank or didn't have bank accounts. But with digital money, you could load it right onto their mobile device and do something that you can't do with cash, engage in online commerce. So a digital currency could actually be a great tool if we can get the other issues like privacy, like financial inclusion, like interoperability, and like resilience to penetration, if we can get those issues right.
I can feel people out there saying, John and Mike, ask them about ETFs. What's happening? Can you jump into that? Where are we with a Bitcoin ETF or whatever?
So, when I was at the CFTC, we green-lighted the first regulated market for any type of crypto, and that was Bitcoin futures in the U.S. And that was 5 years ago, and that market today is liquid, it's transparent, it's operating very, very well, and it's fully regulated. It was on that Bitcoin futures market that the SEC green-lighted an ETF. Today, we do have an ETF, but it's based upon the Bitcoin future, not based upon the spot market. What we're talking about here is green-lighting an ETF on the spot market.
Yep.
Thus far, the SEC has been unwilling to do it because the spot market is actually outside the CFTC's jurisdiction. Long story, which I won't go into now, but it's outside. Congress is toying, and there's some bills that would give the CFTC oversight of that, which would make the SEC's job much easier. Now, having said that, there's a lot of reason to believe that the SEC may be getting ready for an ETF on the spot Bitcoin and Ethereum markets right now. And if we look around the globe, Canada's already done it. Germany's done it. There are other functioning markets that are healthy, that are well regulated. And so I think there's very good arguments that the SEC should, and I think there's anecdotal evidence that they will greenlight that product sometime in the beginning of the year.
Sometime in the beginning of the year, guys. Are you ready for this? Are you prepared? You know, like, have you done the research? Do you know what projects that you need to be in? Do you need help? Right? I get it. I get why you're here. You believe in the technology, right? Just make sure whatever that you're doing is the right technology, okay? I didn't really have anything else today. If you guys wanted to talk about anything, please let me know. I will share again the WAP link here. If anybody does want to join the community, we have, like I said, we got 26 people right now on the trial. Just, you know, people like the community, man. You know, I talked to somebody today that's a new person, having some money issues too, but you know, they like what they see, and they like the people that are in the community. But I'll leave you with that. I know I don't want these chats to go too long, but you know, these markets are getting hot. Well, I'm gonna have a chat on Friday. I'm actually going to be on James Pelton's channel. I'm going to be talking about some different investments that I've been doing and some things that I'm going to be investing in going into this next bull run. So if you want to catch that video, check out James' channel. I think it's 10:30 Honolulu time, which is 12:30 PST, and about 3:30 EST. I love you all. I hope you guys are all doing amazing. Aloha. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye. Peace. I love you all. And Cass joins at the very end. Join the community, guys. Yeah. I am in your Discord. Mike, hit me up, man. Hit me up. Dagnot. All right. I love you all. Peace. Thank you for getting us to 106 today. New record. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk about the